welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers as always. Thank you guys so much for your friendship. Big thank you to everyone who has reached out to me on Instagram or on Etsy for a personal reading. I really appreciate getting to know you on a more personal level and for your trust in me. So thank you guys so much for your presence here and your presence in my life overall. If you have found yourself here for the very first time, we do pick a card readings on this channel, so please join us, get cozy, we'll have a little chat. We're all friends when we gather here together. If you like tarot, if you like what you see here today, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, your like button, and drop me a comment below because I offer an opportunity for my subscribers to win a free reading with me as a thank you for your support. So I do draw about a name a week, so be sure to drop your comment below and be sure to hit your notification bell as well because I've been having a wee bit of a problem getting my winners to reach back out to me. So if I do choose you as the winner, I will be responding to your comment, but I will be giving you instructions on how to contact me through my Etsy system below any of my videos, just to avoid any spam or content. So be sure to drop your comment. Be sure to subscribe for your chance to win. For today's pick a card reading, we are looking at the current thoughts on your person, or the current thoughts of your person towards you in this connection, but also their next actions towards you. So what are their next actions going to be, and what are their current thoughts of you at this time and this connection? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We're using the purple decks today. We have pile number 1 here with the blue aragonite, and I believe this deck is called, I honestly don't remember. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description box. It's like a very traditional sort of deck here. So that's pile number 1, I'm kind of making a mess of it now. Pile number 2 here with the Shadowscapes Tarot and the Desert Rose. And pile number 3 with the Disney Villains Tarot and this clear crystal point. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and my timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today we're looking at the person on your mind and what are their next actions towards you going to be, and what are their current thoughts about you and this connection. Pile 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the blue aragonite. Or to this deck, and I looked it up, and it doesn't even have an actual name. It's just called tarot. It's called tarot. The box just says tarot. So that is the pile that you were drawn to today, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, their next actions towards you and their current thoughts towards you. So we're going to start with their thoughts first. We're going to start with tarot. We're going to move into some message cards, but then we're going to look at what their next actions are going to be as well towards you. So how do they currently feel and think? The person on pile 1's mind. It's important to remember that I'm dealing with collective energy, so please take the messages as they resonate. Leave behind those that don't feel right to you, with the understanding that energy is always in constant motion, and your guides can't interfere with your free will or the free will of other people. So what are their current thoughts about pile number 1, please? We have the Page of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Magician. It sounds like there's like this attraction that came on really suddenly for them. Like they noticed you really suddenly, or just all of a sudden out of the blue. It's like, oh, there you are. It almost feels like they could have met you in some sort of work or school connection here. And they think that you're really, really physically attracted. You could be an Earth sign. You could be a Virgo or a Taurus or a Capricorn. We have Judgment. And we have the Page of Swords. But they're just really smitten, to be honest. They feel really, really smitten by you. There's this feeling, though, about an institution being involved here. So this could be a work connection. Or again, it could be a school connection, too. The Page of Swords can be the student of the deck. But there's some sort of institution where this person knows you from. Back of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles. And we do have the Hierophant. And there's the Ace of Cups. Now, again, this Ace of Cups looks very institutional to me. It looks like a big church or a great big government building or something. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. But they are truly smitten with you, especially physically speaking. They think that you're really intelligent. There's almost an aspect of them looking up to you in that environment. So they may not be your contemporary. Maybe you're a little bit ahead of the game. But that's not for everyone. But it's not just physical attraction either. We have the Hierophant reversed. And that's why I feel like for someone watching, either you or your person, if this is a work connection or a school connection of some kind, there's just a hierarchy difference here between the two of you. There's also an aspect of one of you being slightly younger than the other. You have the Fool. I will say that this person is really much considering taking some sort of action towards you at this time, but they feel like it's a little bit risky. They're worried about the consequences, so they could be worried about rejections at this moment. But I feel like they're almost ready to take things into their own hands, take the situation into their own hands, so to speak, because I feel like this person is gearing up for change, to be honest with you. They're a little bit worried about it. They're a little bit stressed out, and they're honestly, they're concerned about taking action towards you in general because of the environment that they know you in, because of the complications that could create. But truthfully, I feel like this person likes you enough that they don't care. They don't care that much. With the King of Pentacles, back of the deck is the Seven of Wands with the Page of Pentacles. Now, when it comes to their thoughts of you already, it's very much filled with attraction, but there's deeper emotion connected to it too. Yes, they're physically drawn to you, but there's some sort of deeper connection that they've noticed, perhaps during conversations with you, because this doesn't feel like it's in disconnect at all. During conversations with you, they've noticed certain things about you that has really spoken to their soul. Like they are talking about their intuition, their heart space that is drawing them towards you at this time. There's a really strong emphasis on Taurus energy here, so please take that as it resonates to your situation. This person is really reflecting upon what next action they're going to take towards you, to be honest. They are a little bit insecure. The same peaks here within this archway of those sharp peaked mountains resemble the Fool quite a bit. So they're thinking about taking some sort of risk towards you. What are their current thoughts, please, for pile number 1? We have here Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. We have Horseshoe, good luck. And we have Casket, someone going out of your life at the end of a situation. Now, the Casket reminds me of the Death energy. And so there's an aspect of shifts and changes, closing out one chapter, opening up a new one. They are not 100% certain that luck is on their side, though. They're a little bit intimidated by this Queen of Pentacles. They're not 100% certain. I feel like there is such a mutual energy between the two of you. They have nothing to worry about, but they're really letting the ego supersede their intelligence, because their intelligence is telling them, I need to take some sort of action. I need to reach out. I need to take a risk here. Their ego is saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow your roll, slow down, maintain a watcher, gather more information before you take some sort of action here. But if they keep doing that, their wish will not be granted. It says broken wishbone. A wish will not be granted. And that's what their fear is like they're thinking about taking action, but they're afraid of that rejection, or they're afraid of the consequences in the environment to your dynamic in general. And so they're hesitating, even though their intuition is telling them to take action towards you. Let's take a look here. What are their current thoughts, please? I'm making plans. Making plans of action. That is the Page of Pentacles. Making plans to take this to another level. But again, there's an aspect of environment being a factor here. I don't feel like I don't feel like it's a hugely insurmountable situation, and I don't even feel like, again, I don't feel like this person's going to let this get in the way, to be honest. They are making plans as we speak. I think about you every single day. They want this to be, the end of the situation is the shift in the dynamics. They want a brand new day. I'm sitting here adamantly waiting. And ultimately, that's the only reason why the King of Swords would ever take a back seat, or the King of Pentacles would ever take a back seat, or the King of Cups would ever take a back seat, is if they're waiting for the divine feminine to come forward and do the work that they don't want to do. You know, it's like they're waiting to see if you feel the same way, because you feel so far away and you feel like you're out of their league. They put you up on this pedestal. You could be the Aquarius energy. You feel far away. You're not far away, I don't feel. But there's this aspect of sometimes the ego will tell them that whatever environment they know you in, that sometimes they feel ignored there, or they don't feel like it's reciprocated 100%. And I've been hurt so many times before by love, and so they're really insecure. Again, because of the investments in the environment that they know you from here. But they say you guys have unfinished business on the back of that deck. Unfinished business. What are their current thoughts, please, for pile number 1? Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And honestly, your entire spread is filled with momentum. It's filled with like somebody who's like trying to encourage themselves to leap. It's like they're trying to build up the momentum or the courage to take that leap of faith, to turn their back on their emotions that is impeding them, and to just tell you how they feel. We have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond will deepen. And this person, that's what the ego is telling them. The ego is telling them, why don't you just get to know them a little bit better? Why don't you gather some information in case they reach out to you first? Like, what if they take action so that you don't have to? That's why they're hesitating to take some sort of action towards you. But we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, and they are in the midst of that. They are in the midst of this desire to communicate with you, to create turns of events. And that's how they're going to create change. So let's take a look and see what their next actions will be. What will their next actions please be for pile number 1? Clarity for you, pile 1. I do feel a really strong momentum that this person is going to reveal something to you. They're already making plans. They're just feeling a little bit imbalanced because change always brings a little bit of fear along with it. But they have plans to be vulnerable. And if you look in behind the wall here, there's 4 sunflowers peeking out. There's this big, huge cloak of empowerment. It's actually a flag, waving a flag. Hoping that if they bring forward how they feel towards you, that will open up a doorway for more. Hoping that they'll be rewarded for that vulnerability. We have the Page of Swords reversed. Now, that's the thing, is that this person is slightly concerned, especially if there's a component of if there's a component of the work realm or a school realm, they're concerned mildly about legal issues and sort of obstacles in that way. They're really concerned about that, but that's just, again, a fear that's stopping them from taking that leap. We also have the, Page of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. Here's the 6 of Pentacles. This person has intentions to take action towards you. They have intentions of communicating something to you, bringing forward an offer. They want to explore a connection with you. They want to explore their attraction to you, and they want to start that as the process of building upon a new foundation. This can be the caveat for change for a lot of abundance here. Again, the 3 of Pentacles is indicating the institution that you may find this person in or that you may know them from, but it's also communicating how this exploration can lead to the beginnings of something bigger. The 3 of Pentacles is something that we're building a foundation upon, and it can be as big as or as small as we want it to be. We can stop at the 4 if we choose to, but Spirit's encouraging this exploration. And so this person's next actions towards you is intention on communicating how they feel, bringing clarity about how they feel, and shooting a shot towards you. There could be a slight delay because their ego is really holding a tight cord around their waist right now with this leap of faith that they feel like they have to take. But they plan on taking action towards you, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. Advice for pile 1 for this connection on their mind. Missed it. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the 7 of Swords, and we have the 6 of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands in the reversed position is indicating a very impulsive energy, a sexual energy. And so sometimes we can look at somebody who's coming towards us with a lot of fire and think that they have ill intentions or something. But truly, again, when this offer comes in, you may have your ego start to fuel at all sorts of reasons why you shouldn't take action, why you shouldn't explore. And that's why Spirit's encouraging you to stay focused in the present moment. There is an aspect of this person not being 100% honest with how they feel around you in this present moment either, and they're wearing a lot of heavy masks, but they're trying to adopt the sense of confidence so that they can carry that confidence forward. We have H and P and V, HPV. PH and V, we have the tree of life and surrounded by a 0. I think about growth. I think about things that we've invested in for a really long time and risks that we have to take. Here's the dolphin, flirtation, friendship. We have police. So they could work for the police, or you could work for the police along with them. We have the crescent moon. I think of the intuition, and I think about raising ourselves with the stiletto heel to the higher perspective before we choose a path. We also have the heart chakra here, blockage, or it could be hospital nursing connection here with the stethoscope. And we have the hatchet. So breaking free of fears, breaking free of a blocked heart space in order to take a leap of faith. All right, my dears, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to the Desert Rose, or to the Shadowscapes Tarot, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, what are their next actions towards you, and what are their current thoughts? So we're going to start with current thoughts towards you before we move into what their next actions will be. So what are the current thoughts for pile 2's person towards pile 2 at this moment? Ooh. We've got a lot going on here. We have here the Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Tower. So we're already starting with some pretty heavy energies because this person wants to take action. The Ace of Cups is very apparent that they want something more. They want a new emotional beginning or a new opportunity here, but they feel like they can't. For some reason, they feel helpless to create change. They could be worried about permanent change with the Towers. They could be worried about change within the dynamics of your relationship now, or the dynamics that they have personally. But it's like they're just afraid to bring forward their truth. And they feel kind of powerless in this moment. Could be that they feel a little bit overlooked. Here's the Queen of Swords. What are their current thoughts, please? I feel like they are feeling a little bit ignored, to be honest. Here's the Four of Swords. Because their thoughts, like, you consume their thoughts. You consume their thoughts. And there's a little bit, like, there's a disappointment that circulates around their current thoughts for you too. It's like, I have to heal from this attachment. It's like it feels out of my reach or out of my league. When truthfully, this person really wants to be in a relationship with you. And they're insecure. It's like they really feel, they're not sure if you feel the same way. They feel sort of overlooked. I feel like this person could suffer from like a mild depression as well. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. We do have the Eight of Pentacles reversed with the World reversed. And here's the Two of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. Now, because I'm dealing with collective energy, I will have multiple energies floating in, and so please take the messages as they resonate and leave behind those that do not feel right to you. It's very important for us not to make the messages fit, but if you resonate with a message, then that message is meant for you. If you don't resonate with it, then that means it just wasn't meant for you in that moment. Because there is an aspect here for someone watching that makes me feel like somebody's not available. That's not for everyone watching, but for someone watching, it could be that someone's not available in a physical sense. For others, though, this is just a classic case of somebody who feels like you are just not interested in them, and they're convincing themselves that because it's easier for them to remain passive than it is for them to really fight through their insecurity and take some sort of action. It's like they give themselves the permission to self-sabotage a little bit. Because I feel like this person has been feeling a certain way for you for a really long time. And they have intention. They always have, I feel like, of saying something. It's like they've had this feeling for you for a long time. This temptation of you. But you feel like you're unavailable or out of their league in some sort of way. And so that delays the process. And I feel like every time they give themselves the permission to delay, it just adds more fuel to their fire, or adds more fuel to the insecurity. They think that they're giving themselves a little bit of a break. It's kind of like when you're avoiding a dentist appointment and you cancel it and you feel really good about canceling it, but then it's just looming over you anyway. that dentist appointment is still looming over you. And so that's what it feels like. They want to express how they feel and they have intentions of doing that, but it's like they can't do it right now. The Four of Swords is saying, I have to heal, I have to prepare, I have to be prepared with the truth of the situation. And so now it's almost like they're convincing themselves in this cycle with this thought process that this delay is permanent, or that it's too late in some sort of way, or that they should be clearing out the clutter. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And that's the only problem with the Knight of Pentacles, is he's very steadfast, he's very reliable. He is a movement energy, but he's so slow. And so their intentions to bring forward a revelation, their intention to tell you how they feel, it's like they are precipitating their own delay. And so that's creating a lot of unnecessary delays in the connection itself. This person loses focus about when it comes to you in the work realm. So there could be a work connection here for you. We have the Five of Swords. And it really feels like in their thought process, they fantasize about you saying something first so that they don't have to. They're really hoping that the Queen of Swords here will lead by example, because they're too filled with all of this internal clutter. That's what's slowing them down. They're convincing themselves, oh, this is just going to blow up in my face if I reach forward. No one's going to be a winner. It's just going to blow up in my face. But that's just the fear factor talking. That's just their ego creating this pause point, because the fours are all about like a pause before we act. It's like a pit stop of reflection before we take action. And they're being so passive towards you, not because they don't want you, but because they're afraid. And they're trying to protect not just their heart space, but perhaps even an environment, which is why they delay. And there's the Six of Cups. There's a deep aspect of friendship here. Deep connection with the Six of Cups. And so you may find that this person and yourself share a really deep-seated connection, that you have a really easy rapport with one another. Because it almost feels like there's nothing that could shake their feelings for you. They have a very high opinion of you. We have the Three of Pentacles. And honestly, they would like to take this to another level. That's what I just heard. I want to take this to, he's standing up on this little table. It's like, I want to take us to another level of connection, not just in friendship, but of something more. But here's the Devil, and there's the Nine of Swords. Now, as I said earlier, there is a message coming through for someone watching about attachment, and somebody who's physically attached and holding space, but it's like wishful thinking, because they'd have to really break through a third-party situation in order to create change. For others, this Devil is just their insecurity. It's just their fear that is like wreaking havoc upon their intentions, because it's like they're convincing themselves of failure before they even act towards you. They're convincing themselves of rejection even before. And that's, look at 9, 9, 9 in the 3, and they're just keeping you waiting, which is just irritating you potentially. And so there is strong intention from this person to make some sort of proclamation, but we'll see what their next action will be in a moment. Let's take a look at their current thoughts, please. What are they currently thinking towards pile number? Butterfly, a change for the better. Money path in October. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. When I see the money path, I think about position. I think about practical steps. There could be a work connection here. Carriage, a journey either physical or mental. And so right now they're being pulled in different directions when it comes to this connection. But it says Diamond, you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. Back of the deck is Fair Woman, dealing with your relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or light complexion. And we have Happy, Happy. It is in the reverse position. Now, this is the 26. It makes me think of the work realm, so there could be, again, a work connection here with this person. There's delays in gratification here with the Happy reversed. I think of the Sun reversed. It's talking about a lot of potential that this person is thinking about and seeing in this connection itself. But again, they're delaying it purposefully. They're delaying any action that they're going to take towards you purposefully. And I feel like if this is a friendship, they're not satisfied in that friendship, but they also don't want to lose you to the capacity of which they have you. And so they are thinking about that. They're really concerned about that. And as we move into the future of your position, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the World, both in the reversal. And so there is a fear of somebody who's like waiting for the perfect moment to take action, or waiting for a revelation from you to take action. It's just that they're not taking the action, which is leaving the potential scattered, which is leaving the outcome unknown. It's like leaving it in a state of limbo for us. Because that's the problem, is that they're afraid. Here's the new life, never-ending story, and here and now. It's like this loop that they go through. If they've thought about taking action towards you in the past, but they've stopped themselves in their trap because they convinced themselves that it's not for them, that you're not for them, or that you won't be there waiting for them with some sort of admittance of love, or you won't be there waiting with attraction for them as well. And here's a leg up. It's a little baby bear getting helped by this feminine energy here, number 34. And this person, I will say, is struggling. They are struggling to come forward there with all of this internal dialogue, all of this noise that they're listening to from their ego. And they are hoping, with a lot of these thoughts, they're hoping that you will reach out to them, or that you will admit that you feel something too, because they feel a little ignored. How are they currently feeling, please? What are their current thoughts towards pile number 2? Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you closer together. The Six of Cups is definitely a soulmate card for me, as is the Two of Cups at times. And so there's this feeling of them feeling deeply connected to you, but they're wearing a mask, wearing false masks in this relationship. And so they're wearing a mask around you, but if there are third parties, as I said, not for everyone, but if there are third parties, they're wearing a mask in that environment as well. Let's take a look at some message cards, though. What are some of the thoughts that they're having? Before we look at the next actions that they're going to have towards you, what are some of the thoughts that they're having in their mind right this moment? Whoops. I saw it fly, but I don't see where it landed. Oh, it's right beneath me. You are a stunner. They put you up on a pedestal and they are watching you in the environment that they know you in. They are watching you and they think that you're really physically attractive. I'm trying to make sense of it all. Just give me some time. They're trying to figure out their feelings. They're trying to observe and see if you feel the same way. I pretend that I don't care, but I really do. What are they truly thinking, please, about pile? I have a lot of distractions in my life right now, and you are one of those distractions, I should say. They are juggling a lot. I'm making plans, but I'm going to need some time. And I will say, as I said, the Knight of Pentacles is such a slow-moving energy. It can be so frustrating to wait for him. Karmic lessons are at play here. And this person has kind of put themselves into a bit of a loop. They are situating karmic situations, whatever that means to your dynamic. That could mean karmic relationships. That could just mean a karmic loop of fear and allowing that to rule the roost. We have, I don't think I can do this anymore. And they're letting, again, they're letting fear get in the way of so much abundance and so much potential. They can be rewarded with so much. But I know what I want. They just don't know if they have the strength to get there. But I'm just stuck right now, they say on the back of that deck. So let's ask Spirit about that. Let's ask Spirit about their next actions, please, towards pile number 2. What will their next actions towards pile number 2 be? We have the Ace of Swords. The Tower. You know what's interesting is that they have intentions of like speaking up about something, creating permanent change, but it's like they've already set in their mind that they're probably going to have a negative reaction from you. It's like they've already created this defeatist momentum in their mind, we have the strength, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. And that's, again, they're saying to themselves, I'm going to take action, but I just know I'm going to get rejected. Like, they keep saying that to themselves. I'm going to take action. I'm going to tell them how I feel, but they're probably going to reject me. And, you know, Brene Brown talks about living in a state of abandonment of joy. We're trying to beat vulnerability to the punch. And that is what's slowing down the momentum. It's like they're anticipating a rejection, and they're not looking forward to that. So they're just slowing down their clarity. And that's what they're going to bring forward next, is clarity. So they're going to shoot their shot a little bit. They're going to take a bit of a risk. They're going to tame the fears inside of themselves and take action. I do feel like there's going to be delays because of their insecurity. So this action, although it's what they're going to do next, there could be a period, a rest stop period that is longer than you would like to see, because you're going to be kept waiting a little bit. But ultimately, they could be rewarded with foundations. They could be rewarded with building upon a foundation that's already in place. So you may already be a friend. Maybe it's within the work realm, but you may already be friends, and it can build from there. So they intend on bringing forward truth and clarity towards you, pile 2. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What are their current thoughts? What are they thinking right this moment towards pile number 2 at this time? 4 of Swords. We had that in the center of your reading. Knight of Pentacles reversed. And the Justice reversed. They're kind of in a defeatist mentality right now, if I'm honest. The last thought they had about you was how unfair it is that they are in the position that they're in. So they're in a little bit of a lack mindset. That's why the 4 of Swords is actually important for them, because, you know, I always start my readings saying that energy never stays permanent. It always shifts and changes. And so if we're feeling this frustration, if we're feeling fearful of the outcome, it's important for us to retreat so that we can clear out that negativity, so we can see the truth of the situation, so we can act accordingly based on that truth and not based on emotion that can keep us limited. And so they're in a little bit of a defeatist energy right now, which is creating some of that delay. You know, but again, the 4 of Swords is the state of limbo where they're healing, where they're refocusing so that they can gain the courage that they need to ultimately take action. There's just going to be a delay there. They're afraid of where the path leads. And they are creating, needless stress. They're hoping that ultimately you'll be the one to throw yourself on that truth sword. We do have the Knight of Pentacles showcased here with this stone. We have the Tower falling. And we had the Tower as well earlier, as I saw through the cards. There's an aspect of permanent change and revelations. We have the button mending. We also have a dime, and I'm trying to find the date here. I can. 2001, I think about October, the 10th of any month. I also think of transition and the 6 of Swords. I also think about someone who needs a little bit of help, to be honest with you too, because I think about collaborations and the Fool's Leap here with the blue kitty cat. So this person could be a Leo. We also have a lot of Capricorn energy. We've got a lot of energies here. But there's an aspect of not having a lot of courage, knowing which direction they want to take, but this is a very emotional person. So this person could be a water sign. They're just very emotional, and they let emotions get the better of them, and they let the emotions create this defeatist or helpless energy. And so they may need a little bit of a push or a helping hand. That's why we had that card. Oh, where'd it go? We had the card that talked about the helping hand. We also have Pisces energy. They could be a Pisces and number 1. All right, pile number 2. That's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, your like button, so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Quartz Point here, or to the Disney Villains Tarot deck, and this is your reading. What is the person on your mind's next actions towards you, and what are their current thoughts? So we're going to start with current thoughts today. How are they currently feeling towards you? And then we're going to look at their next actions near the end of the reading. So let's take a look here at their current thoughts, please, towards pile number 3. Their current thoughts at this time for pile 3. We have the Strength, Leo energy coming out first. We have the King of Cups. And you can see the King of Cups here. It's Hook, Captain Hook. He's standing in front of a planning or a map here. So they're making some sort of plan, perhaps. But I just heard that voice from Beauty and the Beast. I heard the candelabra when she was, or I'm sorry, not the candelabra, but the little maid brush where she says, I've been burned by love before. That's what I just heard. I've been burned by love before. We have the Knight of Wands. This person's been hurt before, and so they're thinking about that. They're really thinking about all their past disappointments when it comes to making plans for you. And it's like they almost feel like they're going willingly into a firestorm. Because the King of Cups, you know, there's an aspect of a lot of emotion wrapped around the King of Cups. You know, very emotional energy. And so they emotionally have been through a lot in the past. And because their strength, you can see the crocodiles here. When I think about the crocodile, I think about Captain Hook. And I think about all the loss that he experienced because of that. And so all the strength that this person forged was because they lost a lot. And they felt like and I feel like this person has had profound loss. Like I feel like they lost the person that they thought was their person. And so now they're very cautious when it comes to attraction, but they can't help but be attracted to you, even though it feels really dangerous for them, to be honest. It feels really dangerous for them to be attracted to you. Not because they don't want to be in a relationship, but because they've been hurt before. And so they're still sort of reeling from that emotional disappointment, but then all of a sudden popped up this attraction for you. And so their thoughts are surrounding that. This Knight of Wands wants to say yes, but their good sense says, say no. Make a plan. Don't put all your eggs in that basket or you're going to get disappointed. You can see this Four of Coins looks like a treasure chest, and all of these pearls hanging out, the pearls of wisdom, which is their better sense telling them to perhaps not take any sort of action here because of that past expectation rearing its ugly head again. But they keep thinking about you in regards to this physical attraction that they have. But this physical attraction is actually masking a deeper connection here. Their current thoughts, please. The Justice. Now they may have moved out of a commitment cycle, to be honest. This person may have been married, may have been in a commitment, for instance, and now they're in a healing energy. They forged strength in that environment. Now they're in a healing sort of mentality, but they haven't completely come to terms or they haven't completely written off that old emotional attachment. Here's the Emperor. But it is the thirst of you that's driving their chariot forward. This person thinks really fiery thoughts when it comes to you. They want to be impulsive when it comes to you. Their better judgment, quote unquote, tells them not to. But it may not be their better judgment that's telling them not to. It may be their ego that's trying to keep them complacent because they think really highly of you. They like the way that you dress. They like the way that you carry yourself. And you remind them of a time when it was safe to be that knight and safe to explore. You tap into that part of them that hasn't been touched by that emotional pain. You make them, their attraction to you empowers them, truly. And so it's a really positive thing for them to lean into. But for them coming out of perhaps a commitment cycle, healing from that, they're guarded. We have the King of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. Oh, this is exciting. We have the Fool and we have the Eight of Pentacles. There has been a work connection that has sort of followed each pile today. There has been an aspect of work connection coming in. So there could be a work connection here. It doesn't have to be, but this person could know you from the work realm in some sort of way. This person is really insecure when it comes to you in the future. They're really insecure about the attraction that they have, but the attraction is so big. It's fire. But it's masking a bigger, a grander opportunity that's available to them. Because as we have here the Four of Pentacles with the Four of Wands, this is their fear, but this is the opportunity that's actually being represented by this doorway. And this is, I've said this in pile 2 as well, that the fours for me are kind of like a rest stop, where we're on a long journey and we're kind of going to a bit of a pit stop so we can use the bathroom and get some snacks and decide on our next leg of the journey, how long it's going to last, or what actions we're going to take, what direction we're going to go in. And so they're pausing right now because they're making a decision. They're making a decision, and their decision is being influenced by a lot of impulsive desire towards you, which they feel like is risky. But even their higher self is trying to communicate to them that this may be the risk of a lifetime. How are they currently thinking about pile number 3, please? We have egg, a success assured with good plans and hard work. And it was coming in the reversal. We also have here feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. And that's their fear. The feather is like the Ace of Swords. It's the truth of the situation that pierces through the insecurity. It's like they see so much potential in this connection, but their ego says, well, what if they lie? What if they hurt you the way that the past energy hurt you? And those negative thoughts are constant companions as well. We have victory in some endeavor. I do think about the Hierophant. I do think about marriages, institutions, government, institutions as well. I think about education, but I also think about ascension and how this could be a really great pathway for both of you. There could also be an institution connection as far as work. We have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. And they do feel like they are making waves as far as their healing, especially if they have moved out of a commitment cycle. They feel like they've made waves, but they don't feel quite ready for the attraction to have popped up. We have Dark Man, dealings in relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. And you can see that he's got like this streak of gray in his hair, which means that this is someone who's had experiences. You know, we have depression, anxiety, and worrying that someone is against you. And ultimately, that is the thought that is permeating through them that's creating the delays. That's creating this insecurity about what action should I take next. What are their current thoughts, please? For pile number 3. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And this person is working on themselves. They're thinking about that a lot. They've been really putting in a lot of effort towards their own growth, whether it be emotionally, whether it be physically, whether it be a combination of those two things. They're putting a lot of effort into themselves. They're making plans for themselves. They're healing. Like they're really putting in a concerted effort. It says, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, because they do see something unique in you, but they also know that they're guarded. They also know that they are afraid, and they know that they're coming out of a cycle that was limiting to them, that created a lot of frustrations and a lot of pain, but they see something special. Here with the Lover's energy, again, it's not just about sexual energy, it's also about attraction. They see something special in you, and they know that it's time for them to free themselves, because this could be the romance of a lifetime, true love. And with the Four of Wands, this could be a prompt for healing, a prompt for so much more, a gateway to so much more abundance. What are the current feelings, please? Pile number 3. We have here a change in the wind, number 12. It was coming in the reversal, and so there's a feeling of a bit of a victim mentality that's floating in, that's impeding a little bit of the growth. They feel the shift of changes coming in when it comes to their attraction for you, but everybody's a little bit afraid of that change, even though this could be the one for them. This could be the one for you. Soulmates is on the back of that deck. Let's get a couple of message cards to see where their thoughts are before we look into their next actions towards you. So what are their current thoughts in this moment about pile number 3 specifically? I'm not used to a connection like this, so I just run. It's like they're not used to being this attracted. I feel like even in the past, if they've moved out of a commitment cycle, I don't feel like they were as attracted to that energy as they are with you. There's just something special about you. I've been having dreams of you. Like I can't shake you out of my mind. I'm dreaming about you. I'm thinking about you during the day. I thought about taking a trip with you. And I will say the Knight of Wands loves to travel. Loves to travel. So there's an aspect of wanting to take you out of the environment that they know you and pluck you into an environment where you're both free to be yourselves. I'm speaking through songs. Music reminds them of you. I know that you're my twin flame, and here's the Four of Wands. But the thought of explaining myself and apologizing scares me. I don't want to see the pain I've caused in your eyes, and it was you, it was always you. I feel like they don't want you to see a weakness in them. They don't want you to see the pain that they've experienced. There's something very guarded about the Emperor. Not that he doesn't experience emotion, because if you look really closely at him, his cheeks are all flushed, but he feels like he has to turn his back and be this dry desert of emotion to protect and guard himself and others. So it's like they're afraid of showing weakness to you because they are super, super attracted to you. But let's ask Spirit about their future. Their next actions towards pile number 3, please. What are their next actions towards pile number 3? The Knight of Pentacles. They could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Emphasis on Taurus here. We also have Libra energy, Gemini. What are their next actions towards pile number 3, please? The Six of Cups. Oh, this is such a sweet energy, to be honest with you. They're going to take their time doing it. This person, it's almost like they have to prove it to themselves and prove it to everyone else that they're okay first. But they're going to start by being really generous with you. Yeah, like they're going to be super, so if they know you in the work realm, they're just going to go out of their way to just really make you a priority in some way. They're just going to be really generous with you in some way. We do have the Ten of Cups. They're going to amp up their flirtation when it comes to you. It's going to start slow, and it's going to be very kind of sweet in nature. It's going to be thoughtful in nature, so they're going to do thoughtful little things for you around the environment that you know them. They're just going to make, it's almost like the little things that they do, the little sentimental, thoughtful things that they do, almost make your heart space swell even more because they're prioritizing that heart space. And it's like they're trying to tell you how they feel without specifically telling you how they feel. Because unlike the last couple of piles, I don't feel like this person's going to have the courage to come out and say, hey, this is how I feel. But they're going to amp up the flirtation. And it's in that way that they're going to be clarifying how they feel. So it's like they're going to tell you without telling you. And they're going to try to do it by being generous with you, by being kind to you. There's this sense of, with the Six of Cups, of putting you up on a pedestal. Like rose-colored glasses when it comes to you. And there's gift giving associated with it sometimes for me too. But it's like they're not coming full out and saying, this is how I feel. But it's in through these little things that they're going to start doing for you, and the increase in the communication and the increase in the flirtation that's going to highlight how they truly feel. Ace of Cups. Oh, it's going to take some time to get there, though. Spirit says it's going to take them some time to build up the courage to start being really generous with you in that way. It's going to take them some time. It's going to take you some time to pick up on some of the energies that they're putting out there. And the flirtation phase is going to continue until there's a new emotional opportunity. Until it's like this revelation here with the Ace of Cups, it just kind of comes about between the two of you. But they're going to amp up the flirtation, and they're going to be really kind to you in some way. I don't know how it's going to come about, but it's like somebody's going to give you something, or be really thoughtful. It's like you'll say something to them the day before about your favorite kind of apple, and the next day that apple will be waiting for you. Like there's just something small like that, but it's going to build up, and it's their way of showing you without having the courage, like, because they don't have the courage to speak up right this moment. It's too scary for them in this moment. But that's going to be their way of showing you without telling you specifically that I really am interested and I really like you. And so there's an aspect of friendship to expect, but it goes deeper than friendship. There's deep attraction here. So there's an aspect of friendship to expect next, but it's in a really sweet sort of flirtatious realm. And that can lead for some with that Ace of Cups, that can lead to new emotional beginnings. And then what you do with that beautiful start is yours to run with. But let's get some advice from your guides and angels for, whoops, pile number 3, the Hierophant. I think about institutions like education, government, marriage. I think about the work realm. I think about commitments being possible in the future of this connection, truly. And 2 people here who are at the precipice of change, who may not feel like they're ready for commitments or new beginnings, but are being thrust into this new opportunity, this new attraction, for a reason, Spirit says. But there could be a work connection here. We have the 3 of Cups reversed, and we have the Star. Now, the 3 of Cups reversed is somebody who's worried about gossip. Or not a lot of, like, there's no support or something. There's no support system. Worried about what other people are going to say. So worried about gossip within that environment, perhaps, which makes them feel kind of vulnerable. I also feel like this person has already dealt with gossip because of a healing phase that they went through. So they're concerned about that precipitating a little bit more. And the reason why they're delaying the revelation towards you, or they don't have the confidence to be outwardly flirtatious, because I don't feel like they have the confidence to be outwardly flirtatious, is because they feel that vulnerability when they're around you, and they're afraid that you don't feel the same way. There's an aspect of friendship here, so spending a period of time in a friendship with this person before it transitions into something more. We have the letter V. Again, I think the Hierophant can be an initial as well. But I think about ascension. I think about the work realm. We have the Tower falling, so permanent change, and somebody who's worried about that, or somebody who's already experienced the Tower falling as well. We have here, thou shalt not, wait, I can't see that. Thou shalt not steal. And we have the Butterfly of Transformation along with Minnie Mouse's bow. I think of little girls, but I also think of somebody who thinks very highly of you. We have you versus you, live, laugh, and love, and we do have the Owl reversed. I think about the Divine Feminine with that small owl in the reversal, so somebody who's a little bit intimidated by you. We have the Page of Wands with the rabbit, and we have the bone, so a bone to pick. Somebody who's still struggling from a loss, the 10 of Wands, and carrying that fear of the unknown into this connection or into this attraction right now. We have the World, unfinished business, stethoscope, hospital nursing connection, or could be a blocked heart chakra. We also have here the triangle reverse. So I think about third party that has dissolved. I think about foundations that have crumbled, or the Tower falling. Also think about the work realm and worried about, again, that gossip energy. And we have the Page with no face. It's like someone who wants to explore, but they're afraid to let that intention be known towards you, because then they can't take that back. So they're not good at flirting. That's the problem. I don't feel like this person's good at flirting, and that's why they just do sweet things for you in their attempts to flirt with you. All right, pile 3, this is what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you, and I'm praying for you. And if you would like to be considered for a free reading, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win one. Please check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading, or for Instagram, where I do offer a chance to win a free mini read on occasion. So check me out there too. But I hope you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.